Yo, what's going on, family? What's going on? Mark McNeely here, coming at you with another video. Hey, if y'all brand new to the channel, make sure that y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you can stay updated as new videos come out. Hit that all button, guys, so y'all can stay in the loop. All right. So in this video, I got some good news and I got some bad news. Sorry, your boy looking a little rough. I just got up this morning, so I thought I'd shoot this quick video. It was on my heart on yesterday, but I was extremely tired. Your boy was extremely tired. Just came back from a little road trip to Atlanta, from Atlanta, and just got back in late, early yesterday morning. And but I thought I'd shoot this video because, man, you guys gotta get just this information. All right. It's very important, and it's been a while since I actually went to a physician to just gather some more information for the sake of my product that I'm actually getting ready to drop a new product. That's the good news. The bad news, though, is I'm gonna share with you guys what I found out. All right, so I'm going to explain to you guys what happened, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So stay tuned, stay engaged, stay locked in, guys. It's going to be lit. This video is going to be lit. It's going to be, just basically informative, right? So, so for those of y'all don't know me, Mark McNeely, we're past the introduction part, but you can find out more about me and this community on the channel. Anyway, I set an appointment, I guess when I was out on vacation. I'm good, your boy good, everything's good with me. I'm fine. I feel great. But I did it for the sake of the information and gathering knowledge and just trying to figure out how, the medical practitioners think, how the doctors think. I kind of already knew how they think just based on my own past experience of dealing with them and going to the ear, nose, and throat physicians, going to the gastroenterologist, all of that. I've done that over the past years, and I soon realized that obviously, it was just climbing up a tree with just no, to no end, right? So what I realized was that, okay, I set an appointment. I told them I needed to be seen. I told them that, I was just having some, abdominal pain issues, which, by the way, I'm not, just letting you guys know. But I needed to get in there because I needed to see and hear a different doctor's perspective. So this is a different doctor. I live in North Carolina, so we've got a lot of big, hospitals. We're known for, really good hospitals and things like that. So I did that. I'm not going to name drop and everything like that. I did advise them, though, to check out my YouTube channel. There's a lot of great information and value on there. So anyway, got in there. I've been to this particular hospital before, but I never met with this particular doctor. However, after I had a consultation with the one doctor, he looked very young. I never seen him before. I was just picking his brain, just trying to see what he was doing. It was so hilarious. Everything I said, way back when, this particular doctor did it. Now, let me just put a disclaimer out here first. I'm not saying don't listen to your doctors. I can't do that. I can get in trouble. I can, get the channel banned or whatever. So I'm putting a disclaimer. I don't know anything. I'm just a YouTuber that just came up with some information. You can listen to me or not. All right, that's your choice. So went to the doctor, told him, hey, having some stomach bloatingness, some abdominal cramping, some abdominal pain, you know, um, you know, telling him that, I have this mucus, in the back of the throat, all of the things, all of the symptoms that you guys have, right? All of the symptoms people have that pretty much have acid reflux or GERD. If you don't know that, those are some of the symptoms. You might have mucus, or it feels like mucus or phlegm or something stuck in the back of your throat, or you may have a bad smell or odor, feces smell, stuff like that. That's a great indicator that that's what your issue is. So he looks in my chart, blah, 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 because they save all of your information. And what happened was he's like, yeah, I saw that you were on the pump prohibitor medication. And so what they do is, guys, with the pump prohibitor medications, you can stay on that forever. You just keep calling in a refill, and then it is what it is. Now, what was last in the system was I was taking 40 milligrams of I guess it's Protonics or whatever, the pump prohibitor stuff. All right, I don't even know the name of it because I don't take it. All right, I used to take it, but I don't take it after I did a lot of research and found out more about it. So he asked, how was that going? I said, yes, not going well. I still have, all of these issues. I started just naming, I'm cramping. I have the mucus. I still have the, white, phlegmy stuff, blah, 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 blah. Well, his recommendation was that, obviously he wanted to, I guess the reason why I was saying that was because I was just trying to see if I could move past, like, at what point could we move past the medications to getting people actual true help to where they can get truly evaluated. I think that was really my thing. How long does it take for them to say, okay, you know what, let's see about getting you more in-depth help. If this has been an ongoing thing, let's go in with the scope, take a look down, your esophagus and your gut. Well, that option wasn't even on the table right away. Their first method of operation or method of treatment was, hey, let's focus on increasing the dosage, increasing the amount of uh, pump prohibitor medication. So you were taking, or you're on your prescribed 40 milligrams. Let's try to bump it to 80, so you take 2 pills per day. And I said, okay. He said, but hold on, let me just consult with my boss, which is the head, I guess he's the head GI guy over him. He wanted to consult with him and then see what happens. So um, I threw them off, man. I really threw them off. I was very knowledgeable. I knew way more than what basically, I knew more than what most patients know when they come into a GI. They don't even use terminology around people. But I was throwing out terminology, names, because I've studied this stuff, guys. I've lived this. So, and I'm in the trenches with you guys, to help you, get your lives back. And so that was the whole point of this visit, So, he brings in his head doctor. He sits down and talks. And so I said, my question to you both is, how long would we need to stay on this medication? What's the turnaround time for improvement? Because it seems like you guys are treating the symptoms, but not necessarily the problem. And so it was crickets in the room. It was like it was quiet. Like, literally, I could drop something and it's bing, it's pinging everywhere. So the head doctor was like, well, we really, can't really give you a turnaround time, a deadline in terms of when, how long you can get off this medication. I said, okay. I said, so at what point would, we could skip the medications and move over to something more, I guess, more in depth, in terms of, let's take a look inside, the esophagus and was it endoscopy? I can't pronounce it. Excuse me, guys. But so how can we do that? So they're like, oh, well, let's try the meds first. You seem to be very young and healthy and in shape, and we really don't. A lot of times in those kind of testings, it doesn't really show much. Just kind of blowing smoke or whatever. And I'm like, okay, I got you. I said, so let me ask you guys this. I said, so the pump prohibitor medication. I said, well, let me back up. I said, so if someone has acid reflux, right? Is it true that the lower esophagus splinter, which I mentioned to you guys, it was look like a little rubber band. When you guys eat, it opens up, but once the food is in your stomach and your gut, it's supposed to shut. It's supposed to close. So now everything below that starts to get ate up or burnt up by the acid. I said, is it true that my lower esophagus splinter is faulty? It's faulty and it's not working properly. And so they were like, well, the head doctor was like, yeah, basically that's the issue. I said, so okay, so now we know what the issue is. The pump prohibitor medication, could you tell me, is that medication, is this medication designed to help with closing that lower esophageal splinter? I asked the specific questions because, guys, I've never asked the doctor this, and so I'm in the trenches for you guys, you know, but I wanted to get them to tell me because I never, even when I was going to the not ear, nose, and throat, but the, GI doctors, I never knew how to really articulate or ask the right questions. So this is the feedback I got from some really good doctors in my state. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad, man. This is the bad news that I have to bring to you guys. So the pump prohibitor medications are not designed to help with closing the lower esophageal splinter. Its only purpose is to treat the acid. So the way they treat acid reflux or GERD or whatever you want to call it is just through the acid only. So, and I'm like, you can never put acid out. Like, how are you going to get rid of acid? Your body was designed to, make acid. This is crazy. So when I asked, I said, so why would you give a prescription to just treat a symptom, which is the acid, which we know is not going to go anywhere, versus the lower esophageal splinter? And it was just quiet. And my entire rest of the evening was just heartbroken, guys, because I'm like, either obviously you guys just don't know, they don't teach this in medical school, or you guys just don't care about people. There's people's lives is just being just tormented. And I asked again, I said, well, can I ask you this? If you guys want me to double up and take 80 milligrams of, which again, this visit was totally only for information purposes. There's no way in hell I'm taking that. I'm just telling you. Again, disclaimer, that's me. You do what your doctor tell you to do. So I said, so, and they were in the room like shocked, like, man, you ought to be a doctor. I said, you know what? I probably should be a doctor. I said, but that'll be what, the next 12 years, and I'll be about 30, I don't know, 42, something like that. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather help more people from this perspective. I'm not going back to school to take out more money and, to do something that I'm already doing now. But so they were impressed that I was asking the right questions. And the whole main goal was trying to see what other treatments they had available for people. They said that the only other treatment, would be surgery. But they kind of hate to do surgery, I guess. I don't know. They didn't say why. Maybe I should have got a why out of them. But they don't really like to do surgery on the lower esophageal splinters. Now, there are ways that you can reverse it through healing the body, which that's what I'm going to be going over more of with the actual new product that I'm dropping. I'm finding out ways that you can actually reverse it, and as your body naturally heals, you'll be able to, it'll just happen, naturally, which they don't know about. The one doctor was he was inside of the office right in front of me on Google. Like, he's like, no, I normally don't do this in front of my patients. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and Google. I already know you don't know what the hell you're doing, but go ahead. Okay. All right. Go ahead, man. I'm good. I already knew this years ago, and I'm getting it confirmed again now. All right, so that was pretty much, the deal. Now, the one doctor, the head doctor, he did say that, he tried to say, I guess he wanted to show me that he was extremely smart. And if he sees this video, what's up, doc? you know, but, you know, he said that, well, because I know my thoughts everywhere. It's still early this morning, so I'm just kind of randomly flowing. But I asked him, I said, I said, so doc, I said, so if I'm taking this amount of pump prohibitor medication to reduce my stomach acid, what's the likelihood of me getting a bacteria infection or H. pylori or something, anything, through eating these foods that has these chemicals and things like that? Am I more, prone or more susceptible to bacteria infections if I'm taking this medication? And he was quiet. He got quiet and he thought long and hard before he responded. He never said yes or no. All right. He never said yes or no. So you have to be careful. You have to watch out for that. He never said no. Well, no, that's not true. He didn't say no. And he didn't say yes either. So to me, if you're not saying yes and you're not saying no, then basically to me, that's a yes. There's no in between. I'm the type of guy, I'm either hot or cold. You can't play in the middle lukewarm and say, well, So his rebuttal or response was, well, we have patients that, we have patients that they've had cancer. We've had cancer patients that they've had to have their stomachs removed. So, acid really isn't the issue. It really isn't a big issue. Well, I think that's a little bit different. If I had a stomach removed, if my stomach was removed, you don't need acid because you have a philosophy bag or whatever they call it, where you can empty that out. We know a lady that has a philosophy bag. She was a cancer survivor and she had stomach cancer. Well, she had to get her stomach and all of that removed. Well, she has a bag. I'm not sure how that process works in terms of how they do it, but I knew that, acid would be probably pointless, because there's certain chemicals and things in that bag that they automatically have, to help with that. And then there's no stomach for all of the food to travel in. Like to me, that's common sense. So sometimes, these doctors say things to try to to puff themselves up or to try to brush you off. And I hate that for you guys. And I'm so sorry that a lot of you are experiencing this particular issue right here. I think about maybe 85% of you, maybe more, are experiencing the digestive issue part. So enough of the bad news. I just wanted to share with you guys. That's the verdict I got from when I went to the doctor, but it was specifically for information that I'm going to be gathering now and using for a new product that we're going to be launching. We're going to be dropping a new product, and in this product, guys, it's going to be amazing. We've had some really good results with a diet guide. We've had some good results with the 4-phase formula, but now it's time to take things to another level. We're going to step things up to a new level. In this actual product, we're going to be addressing foods. We're going to be addressing food combinations. We're going to be addressing supplements that you need to take specifically for healing the gut. Just really, really targeted to help with healing that lower esophageal splinter, that whole region, reducing inflammation, basically self-care, self-healing. Very powerful information, very value packed. So we're going to be dropping that here shortly, real soon. So stay tuned for that. That's the good news. I don't mean to, hopefully I don't spoil your day, but that was the information I got, and it really bothered me. I was talking to my wife. I never had a doctor that just said, man, I'm going to give, we can't really treat the actual, like we don't have a medication to actually treat that particular issue. Like if you have a lower esophagus splinter issue, if it's staying open, there's no medication to treat that. I said, well, is there any diets or anything that we could get on to help with that? They didn't have any information. They just kind of did a round the mountain type conversation, next patient deal. All right. So I hate that for you guys. I'm in the trenches, gathering information and knowledge so I can actually support you guys. But the information, this new product that we're dropping here really soon, man, massive information. It's going to have supplements that, some of you guys are already taking, like the probiotics, prebiotics, but we're going to be adding other combinations of medication, not medications, but of supplements to help you guys to really get the gut under control. And this is going to give a layout of food combinations, what foods to eat, not to eat in terms of combinations, because that has an effect on the acid reflux, the way your body responds. Very in depth. I've never done nothing like this before, so I'm continuing to put everything together. So stay tuned for that, guys. So with that being said, I know we have been on here for a little while. Make sure y'all comment below. Let me know what you think about this video. Let me know how you feel about that information. Again, I have to put that disclaimer out there. You got to follow your doctor's wishes and orders. Well, you don't have to, it's your choice. Oh, and by the way, they did prescribe me something for the cramping or bloatingness that I told them I had. I don't even know what that is. I didn't even look at it, but that's crazy too. I may get the prescription just to look at what it is and do some research on that. But that's it, guys. So, Mark McNeely, I'm signing out. Peace. I'll see y'all on the next video.